Welcome back to the Tax Free Millionaire Blueprint. I'm back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about Malcolm Jamal Warner. Malcolm Jamal Warner is an actor, and he played Theo for many years on The Cosby Show. So he passed away in July 2025, which is exactly about a year ago now. He passed away. So his wife is suing his mother, his ex-wife is suing his mother for some prenuptial agreements that he did not fulfill. This is what she's saying. He did not fulfill the agreements before he passed, but they were promised to her. So Malcolm Jamal Warner's ex-wife sues his mother, successor trustee for $1.2 million in prenup dispute. So she is suing his mom, and basically, there's a complaint that states that the lawsuit was filed on July 20th in the Superior Court of DeKalb County, Georgia, and it names the mother-in-law, Pamela Warner, as one of the defendants, as she is the successor of the trustee of the Warner Family Trust. So he promised her he promised her that he would take care of some things. And tragically, he passed away. And I guess he didn't fulfill the obligations or what he told to her. So Tanisha Warner alleges in the suit that she and Malcolm Jamal Warner, they share a 9-year-old daughter. Um, they share a 9-year-old daughter. Excuse me. And basically, they married in May of 2022. So they had been married for 3 years when he passed. They had already been married for 3 years. And they signed a prenuptial agreement 8 days before the marriage. The lawsuit says Malcolm Jamal Warner did not fulfill the obligations in the prenup. She claims that her late husband agreed to purchase and maintain a term life inheritance policy on his life in the amount of $1 million with her as a sole beneficiary. So basically, she's saying that she would have been due some money for his life insurance policy that she did not receive because she would have been the beneficiary of the policy. But I guess he never got to do that and take care of that before he passed away. So she alleges that he never purchased a life insurance policy for himself or one for her despite the agreement. So the complaint also states that Malcolm Jamal Warner agreed to pay his wife $16,000 a year on their anniversary, create a retirement account, and pay her a salary of $3,000 per month as his chief of staff. So there's a lot of stuff she's saying that he should have did for her, and or he said he was going to do for her, which he probably said these things, but um I don't know if it's actually in writing, any of it. If it's in writing, I guess it would stand because that is her husband. So, he probably would have done these things for her. Um, and it also share a 9-year-old child. So he probably would have done these things for her, but tragically he passed away. So she's saying that he was supposed to pay her a salary as his chief of staff. Um, and he failed to do so. And then she also is saying that she is owed no less than over 1.2 million plus interest and the attorney fees and costs because of it. So she said that she performed all allegations requested of her under the agreement, including entering into and remaining in the marriage until his demise. So she says she agreed to marry him and she stayed in the agreement until his demise. So he died. It also says the descendant died without having satisfied his obligations under the agreement, and no person or entity has paid provided these sums due to plaintiff under the agreement. So she's saying that all of these things that he promised to her, he still owes her, even though he is no longer here. She also lists someone else as a second defendant because a personal representative has not been named. Um, so there's a second person in this lawsuit as well, but their name is anonymous, so they haven't been named. Um, So she is requesting that his mom, who is his successor, be prevented from distributing or transferring anything um, in the property, in the trust, before she receives her money that's due to her that he promised her. So for the last year, she says she's attempted to privately settle her beloved husband's complicated estate and honor his uh, last wishes. So she said he had every intention to provide for her um, and her 9-year-old daughter, which most likely, believing that he tragically passed away. No one plans on or knows when they're going to pass away. So I'm sure he didn't believe he was going to pass away. And a lot of people said that he drowned, but he was a good swimmer. So of course that probably obviously, he had no idea. So they had a 9-year-old daughter that he was close to, and they were finalizing a new estate plan to replace the stale plan created in 1996 when he was 26 years old, 20 years before they met and well before we gave birth to our child. So because there's a prior agreement, sometimes a prior agreement can stand in a case because he should have made it his first priority to change that agreement. If he wanted to, he could have made that his first priority, but he got married to her, which is another agreement, and as a husband he's due to have obligations to her. So I could understand her point and why she feels that she's definitely due uh to his estate, due the financial um amount that she's asking. So it's not like she's saying that he owes her for something else. She's saying basically to take care of her. And he lives a certain life. He's always been a certain type of person and has a certain type of standard. So I would believe that his marriage, he probably wanted to keep up that standard, and she knew that as well. And he has a child with her. So obviously he wanted to take care of his child. So that was his wife at the time of death. So he had a prior agreement though, and maybe that's what his mother was saying. So and usually even with these things, he would probably had informed his mother of some of this, but you definitely don't have to inform your mother of every single thing that you do. So this is something that is going on, is ongoing with them, and no one likes a back and forth family battle. but sometimes it has to happen because of, people have different opinions and people have different ways of thinking about what, they're due. Like, she was married to him, so she's grieving her late husband, and his mother is grieving her late son. So there's a lot of tension probably at this moment of, and then when money comes into play, everybody knows that money can change a situation, almost overnight. Family members fight over finances and who is going to get this and who's going to do that. So that's also something to think about. But if she had this in writing, then, there's no doubt about it. But if it's not in writing, they're probably going to have to go back and forth about, what she's really entitled to and how much she's entitled to, because she's also asking for $3,000 as his chief of staff. He's not here. If he's not here and he's not working, he doesn't need a chief of staff, right? But I mean, if he promised her to take care of her as her husband, then yeah, he was going to do that. So she's asking for, the policy wasn't in place. It's a lot of stuff that it sounds like they're going to have to go back and forth and discuss and see what's going on. I hope they can, as the family, get it together. He was the type of person that, he came off as, knowing him through television, knowing him through, speaking and seeing him. He seemed like an intelligent man who, really did not want to have a lot of problems. He wanted to take care of his family and not cause problems in his family. So I don't think he would want these problems after death, after his tragic death that, he had last year. So it's been a year. So, like I said, I think they're going to have to go back and forth with this. I think they're going to have to go back and forth to figure out what really is due to each parties, because the mom probably doesn't want to give up, her son's um, financial, his assets, because she doesn't know what he actually said he was going to do, and he probably already was doing things for her. So it's probably things, these are probably things that he didn't do, but it's probably a lot that he already is was doing and still had, for her, even in the event that this would happen. And even though they did not think it was going to happen, he probably was already taking care of her and had some other things for her. Who knows? So they are going to be back and forth in court. So this is something that I'm going to keep my eye on and really watch what is, what happens in this case, and see how it goes. Um, because it seems like she has some, rights to it, but it also could be tricky because, um, they got to wait what they have there, what's in writing. He probably already had attorneys on his case that probably know or have information. So it seems like they're going to be going back and forth with this for a while. So, at least sometimes, at least to figure everything out. So let me know what you think about this case with Malcolm Jamal Warner, um, because I always call him Theo, even though, but respectfully, his real name is Malcolm Jamal Warner, but he's very known in, by the whole entire world. So, like I said, I don't think he would want people to be back and forth with the drama of the situation, creating chaos. So, what do you think about this? Do you think that she has a right to ask for these things that he didn't do and he tragically passed away? Or do you think that she's, just trying to get more or whatever she could, now that he's no longer here, she's just trying to get whatever she could for herself? What do you think about this? Let me know in the comments. Um, how you think this situation should, how the process should go, and should she win, or should the mother be able to say whatever, about her son, because he may have told his mother secrets that no one knows. So, it has to be figured out. And yeah. So let me know what you think about this in the comments.